What do you use Snap Maps for?
Seeing where my friends are.
To check where my friends are in case I've not heard from them in a long while.
Checking what everyone's up to.
Sometimes to see if they're active, you know, if they're kind of patching you off.
Checking where people are.
Locate people of them on a night out.
Checking up on people on nights out.
Just make sure they're safe, really.
Seeing what folk are up to, if they're going to other people's houses.
What they're doing or where they are, if they're out.
Work out where their relationship's going.
To see if they're even in the same city.
Seeing if people are in Aberdeen.
Have you ever been in a situation where waiting for a reply has caused you stress or anxiety?
Yeah, definitely.
Yes.
Yes.
No.
Yeah, definitely. I get quite anxious quite easily sometimes, and I always overthink things quite a lot if someone's not replying to me, but I know they're talking to other people especially.
Yeah, every single day of my life, to be honest. Yeah, without a doubt.
The wait.
Yeah.
The wait.
You've just heard from a range of interviewees answering about questions proposed to them surrounding what their current usage, reactions and beliefs are surrounding certain social media apps and features such as so-called Snap Maps and Read Receipts. These features work across a range of social media messaging applications and websites providing information on when users are active, when the messages have been sent, received and read. As evidenced by some testimonies, this does play into some mental health issues surrounding anxiety and other disorders. Anxiety is a mental health condition where sufferers experience a heightened sense of fear, feelings of anxiety and in some cases panic or anxiety attacks, resulting in extremely high levels of stress, often causing severe effects to vision, coherency and the ability to speak. The disorder is present in 9.1% of teenagers, which accounts for 10.1 million people in the UK alone. With this volume of potential victims at risk, the consequences of frequent or improper use can be drastic to the users. In Facebook Messenger, for example, the active status of a user is constantly displayed, including when they were last active, if messages have been sent to them, and whether they have been delivered and opened. This level of access into a user's usage data only serves to promote the anxiety that fuels the application's success through ad revenue acquired from the main page when a user refreshes or reopens the application. The term Snap Maps was also referenced in the interview questions, which is the add-on to the popular social media app Snapchat. Introduced in June of 2017, the feature provides access to a user's location that is updated on a cartoon map every time the user is active on the application, as well as how recently they were using it. This again plays into the business model behind the application, as a user's ability to check where other friends are further develops access into the receiver's activity, promoting a culture of stalking, or frequently checking whether other users are or who they are with. This aligns perfectly with Snapchat's heavy ad usage through the sponsored and promoted news stories, as well as integrated ads into the user's own stories, resulting in vastly increased revenue at the expense of the user's mental health. What would your overall take on the feature be?
After you explained it, I recognise what that is actually. I think I've used it because it's in Snapchat and it's the maps on Snapchat.
Yeah. Sorry, it's confusing name.
Yeah. My overall thing that it sounds very dangerous, but what it can do, especially if somebody is tech illiterate, perhaps. So I know that in the maps you can choose to either be seen or not. So if you choose not to be seen, that's great, but then you'd have to remember to continue doing that. That's a problem I have with it. That there's especially it depends on age as well, how young it goes when that can be seen. I'm not against outside of counselling myself. I'm not against technology and stuff, but these types of things are. I think they should be regulated quite strictly.
Being a counsellor yourself, you're obviously very well versed with anxiety. Could you see features like this having a negative impact overall on a user's anxiety in general?
I think it's hard to generalise over for everyone, but I can see how it could affect some people. So why you use, even back to Snapchat, why you use that facilities. Is it for a healthy reason or a less healthy reason? And also Facebook, is it being used for a healthy reason or an unhealthy reason? And what I would say is that in counselling, that's something that I would be working with the client with, how they feel about that. I think be taken as an individual basis. If they feel it is an anxious thing, that's what we'll work with. So I can see how a lot of this kind of technology may impact on certain people, in the sense that they, especially when it hits on maybe popularity and things like that, and even the green dot on the Facebook Messenger showing the person is live. So it's like, what are they doing that for? Although again, being tech literate, you can choose to put that on or off.
In conclusion, through interviewing my peers who find themselves square in the main target demographic for social media, as well as through my own experiences and through talking to a counsellor, I am able to determine that the use of these features can prove useful in certain scenarios, such as snap maps when looking for a lost friend. However, the culture behind the hidden passive aggression that sometimes is associated with the features can prove toxic and severely detrimental to the user's mental health. Overall, I feel like these features, when used safely and correctly, can be beneficial to the end user. However, great care into how and why certain applications are used and the way they are used must be taken into account.
My name is Hannah Thompson and I am a media student at RGU.
Heather Bilgrami.
My name is Robert Fox.
Finn Carmichael.
I'm Ross Cowie, I do media.
Jack Barnes.